Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you all again. Now what I wanted to do with you guys today is teach you a very favourite technique of mine. I use it a lot when I'm out on tour doing workshops around the UK, delivering workshops to youth groups, that sort of thing. Quite often at the end of the workshop I'll do like a drum solo performance for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you guys one of my favourite things to play in those drum solos, okay? Now then, for those of you that already play the drums, you're probably already familiar with buzz rolls, okay? For those of you that are new to playing the drums or are looking to develop your technique, I'm just going to quickly run over it with you, okay? So, a lot of playing the drums is all about your technique, how you're holding the sticks, that sort of thing, so that the sticks can do all the work for you. You don't want to be kind of waving your arms around like that for an entire performance. You're going to get tired. You're going to burn up all your energy really fast. So what you do is use certain techniques, certain grips, that sort of thing, to allow the sticks to rebound off the drums, off the cymbals, whatever it happens to be that you're hitting, and that way you save your energy and the stick just bounces repeatedly. Okay, so the technique I'm going to show you guys for this, okay? Now, we're not going to hold the stick just like normal for like a normal hit, okay? Because what that does, if I demonstrate on my snare drum here, if I've got my fingers wrapped around the stick, okay, you do get a little bit of a rebound, but not much, and that's because my fingers are obstructing the movement of the stick, okay? So what we want to aim for is something more like that, okay? So you'll notice the tip of the stick up at this end, and I'm holding my stick just behind halfway along, okay? If we say that's roughly halfway along, okay, I'm holding it just a little bit further back. And because I'm not wrapping my fingers around it, again, that would obstruct the stick, the movement of the stick on its rebound. What I'm doing is I'm using my thumb here and my 3 fingers, if you can see that, but I've got my little finger off the stick, okay? Just kind of pointed like that. I'm just going to move my snare around to the side a little bit more so that you can see this and shift my high tom more out of the way. Okay, so what we're going to try and do is, using that grip, try not to squeeze the stick too hard, because what happens then, if you squeeze the stick too hard, again it's the same as wrapping your fingers around the stick, it'll take the rebound out of the stick when you hit the drum head, kind of like this. Okay, so you don't want that. What you want is a small amount of pressure on the stick between your thumb and your fingers. Okay, you want to keep that little finger pointed out, and with a bit of luck, you should get a good rebound. Like that. Fantastic. Okay, try with the other stick. Again, same grip, thumb, 3 fingers, little finger off. Okay, not too much pressure. Fantastic. Okay, so a lot of people will use the 3 fingers. Now, if you want to get a little bit more speed, at the expense of a little bit of control, until you get more practice at it, you can actually just use 2 fingers and your thumb, okay? Which gives you a bit of a sharper, faster sound, okay? So it's really up to what you prefer. Try and say that again. It's really up to whatever you guys prefer to do, okay? Now the technique that I'm referring to when I'm doing these drum solos is made up of just a basic hit on my high tom here, okay? Just like this. We're just going to hold it like normal. We're not doing any special grips for this or anything, okay? So we're just going to hit the high tom like that as normal, no need for a rebound or anything like that, followed by 3 buzzers on the snare drum. So I just used my right hand on the high tom there, so right hand on the high tom, left hand on the snare for a buzz, remembering that grip, I've moved to that grip with my right hand now for another buzz, and then the left hand again on the snare drum for another buzz. Okay, so all together what you get is this. Okay, now that looks quite slow, pretty simple, maybe even a little bit boring at the moment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys the version that I would normally do when I'm doing my performances. Okay, so at the moment we've got it this sort of speed. The speed you're aiming to get it to, the speed that I normally play at when I'm performing. By the way, I'm not just showing off or anything here, guys. I'm just showing you this for the example of what you're aiming for. So the speed you want to try and get it to is this. Like that, okay? So it's important to have that good stick control. If you can imagine doing that as like lots of your drum fills and a lot of other fast sort of things in the middle of your show, like I was saying at the beginning, you will tire out fast. So it's really important to make sure you use certain grips, certain techniques, so that the sticks can rebound and do all the work for you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to have one more go at that, and then I'm going to show you some variations, some different versions of the same drum fill. Okay, so we've got right as a normal hit on the high tom, then left, right, left, right, right, left, right, right. Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me over the drums, so I'm just going to do it without hitting the drums for a second. So right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now what you'll be able to see here is about half of my crash cymbal, because I don't have a lot of space here. But I've got my crash cymbal here as well. So all I'm going to do for this is I'm going to I'm going to substitute my high tom for the crash cymbal. Okay, so still keeping those buzz notes on the snare drum exactly the same. It's just instead of using the high tom, we're going to use the crash cymbal. Okay, so where we had the high tom before, we had like that. Now we're just going to use the crash instead of the high tom like this. Okay. Fantastic. Now that can sound a little bit too high pitched when it's just played on its own with the crash cymbal. So what we're going to do quickly, down here, you can't see it, but I've got my bass drum, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the bass drum at the same time as the crash cymbal. What this also helps with is keeping the timing together, so that it doesn't speed up or slow down as you're trying to create a big stream of the same repetition. Okay, so like I was saying again, so we're going to have a bass and crash, then your 3 snare drums, and restart. Okay, and then at speed. Fantastic. Okay, now quite often you guys will see me, if I'm using my crash cymbal, just a fun little extra bonus technique for you guys. You'll see me, after I've finished using my crash cymbal, I might just kind of reach out and grab hold of it like that. Now, for those of you looking to grab an extra bit of a technique to your playing, that's what we call a choke, a cymbal choke, okay? Used quite often, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the song Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, but in the beginning it has this very sort of like that sort of thing, and all I'm doing there is just stopping the cymbal from ringing out by grabbing hold of it on the edge. Okay, so feel free to use that sort of technique when you're playing around with the improvising and stuff. Okay, so what we're going to do now is the next part. Okay, so for this, just to speed things along, I don't want this tutorial to go on for too long. I don't want you guys to get bored. So what we're going to do is we're going to ditch one of the snare drum buzzers, and we're going to replace it with another part of the kit. Okay, so for this, where we only had one high tom hit at the beginning, or one crash cymbal hit at the beginning followed by the 3 snare drum buzz notes, now we're going to use the high tom for just a normal hit, no rebounds or anything, just the high tom followed by the crash followed by 2 snare buzz notes. Okay, still the same number of hits, it's just we've replaced one of the buzz notes with a crash cymbal instead. Okay, so what we're going to have is this. Okay, so let's see if we can speed that up a bit now. Fantastic. Okay, so sorry if you can hear the dog in the background. He's playing around in the back garden. So yeah, I really hope you guys have enjoyed that. Feel free to experiment with both those grips. Like I was saying before, you got holding the stick just behind halfway. You can try with 3 fingers, or if you're feeling a little bit brave, try and just use your first 2 fingers and your thumb. Okay. And like I was saying as well, if you want to, sometimes with your crash cymbals, just give it a go at choking it. That's really really good for just adding a bit more variation to your playing as well, especially if you're using a lot of crash cymbal or a lot of thrashy sounds, a lot of half open hi-hats for example. Sometimes just the occasional cymbal choke can just add a bit of something nice to it. Okay guys, so I really hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. What I really want you guys to do for me is just like I always say, go over to the Drumming is Cool Drumming School Facebook page if you happen to be on Facebook, and join that page. I'd really appreciate that. Give the video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it and if this has helped you. Leave any comments that you want, let us know what your progress is. Feel free to ask me any questions or anything like that. I can always answer your questions in the next video. Have a go at the subscribe button. That'd be really awesome of you guys as well. Also, in the coming weeks we're going to have more students' lessons on this channel as well. It's just that they're currently on the summer holidays and they're all off on holiday and stuff. So there'll be a bit more of that going on as the summer holidays draw to a close. Yeah, also we are now at the last count, we were at 14 subscribers. So thank you so much to all 14 of you guys that have joined up to the channel. I cannot thank you guys enough. It's been a massive help to me. Now what I'm going to do is, if you guys can spread the word to your friends, your relatives, whoever you think might also be interested, ask them to subscribe to the channel as well, because once I cannot talk today. Once we reach 50 subscribers, I'm going to do some form of YouTuber challenge. I have no idea what it's going to be yet. I'm going to ask the students to submit their challenges. I want you guys to get involved with that. Send me any dares or challenges you guys have. I know this is a drumming channel, but I do want to kind of make it fun as well. I want to keep you guys entertained and, yeah, just on the whole, let you watch me suffer. So yeah, just if you have any fun ideas, feel free to send those over, and I'll check them out. Okay, so thanks very much for dropping in on the tutorial. I really hope it's helped you guys out. In the next few in the next few videos we're going to be looking at developing improvisation a lot more. I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about my kit list that I use when I'm out doing workshops or live performances, not necessarily as in my drum kit, but things that I use to avoid worst case scenarios, that sort of thing. And I'm going to teach you guys a few more tricks as well to work into your playing, whether it happens to be songs or improvising. We're going to have a lot of fun working those in and showing off a little bit, having a bit of fun. Okay, so thanks so much for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Remember to send over your challenges, your dares, that sort of thing. Remember to subscribe, join the Facebook page. I'd really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you later.